Some of my favorite games of all time, like Uncharted, Max Payne, Death Stranding, have all starred white male characters. And I have no issue with it because they are well acted and written very well to the point where I actually take inspiration from them. But the thing about games nowadays is that it's oversaturated with white male characters, and I have no problem with it because games are all interactive medium. As long as you're having fun with the game, that's great. But most players actually take inspiration from these characters and would like to see their own ethnicity or their own race or gender presented on screen. And so now I just want to talk about or have a conversation about the diversity in games today, actually. The world is full of many different ethnic groups and races, and each have their own unique culture. Games of today are heading in that same direction with their protagonists and other characters in games. Spider-Man Miles Morales focuses on the teen life of a half-black and half-Puerto Rican kid helping his neighborhood who consists of black people dealing with struggles of urban life. Ghost of Tsushima, a game that focuses on 12th century Japanese samurai dealing with the Mongol invasion and also teaches players about Japanese culture, has been a huge success for Japanese people all around. The Witcher 3 is a fantasy game based off old Polish mythology and folklore that even got the attention of President Barack Obama at the time, and he doesn't even play video games. He discussed how diverse gaming has become. One game that comes to mind that truly embodies representation and diversity is The Last of Us Part 2, which not only stars a lesbian protagonist, but also focuses on the relationship with a bisexual girl throughout the course of the game. The game also focuses on another lead character who is an extremely strong and muscular woman, and her relationship with another character who happens to be transgender, and throughout their own personal journey, you see both of them bond and accept each other for who they are despite what others think of them, which is incredibly beautiful. But one thing I love about the game is that the game does not sexualize the characters in the game, but rather focuses on what makes them human and unique in their own way. It focuses on their struggles and personal demons that affect their personal lives. Neil Druckmann, the creator of The Last of Us, is a huge advocate of diversity representation in games. He always tries to have a wide appeal to gamers around and focuses on making amazing characters and people who can get invested in, rather than create extremely attractive characters that distract the player and can be very disrespectful to women.
It or not, these are role models. And yet we sexualize, we objectify, we marginalize, and we reduce these female characters to a lot less than they can be. And this is coming from a guy that almost made a really misogynistic game. So I kind of know what I'm talking about.
The Last of Us Part 2 has become one of the most controversial games of all time, as many people were angered by the many choices of the game, as players believed that it was pandering to a certain group of people, which is not true at all. But despite vocal minority calling this game SJW propaganda, the game fired on all cylinders that it not only sold incredibly well, but has become the most awarded game of all time from fans and critics alike, and has received a lot of positivity from many other players around the world. As the world changes, so does games, and devs are trying new things every day to reach a wider audience of gamers by creating new and unique characters and exploring other cultures and ethnic groups around the world. Developers should continue to diversify and represent new characters to reach more people.
I don't want it to feel like the gaming industry needs to check the box of yes, there's a gay character to this game. If it doesn't make sense to the story of the game, I don't need you to force feed me gay characters. I think that the gaming industry is doing a pretty good job of incorporating us at a speed that allows the public to be comfortable with it too, which I'm cool with.
You know, for me, I'm just more diversity, more representation, all of it. None of it's bad. I've been playing so many video games where I'm playing from what is very obviously a perspective of a white dude. It's about time just to play it from a different perspective. It's really refreshing.
This is the time, gaming is really opening up to a diverse group of everyone. Every new game that comes out seems to be just a little bit more inclusive. Really, we are just part of the conversation now, and so we don't need to be afraid of really showing who we are and being expressive about it.